William Cho is one of our graduating students today. Thank you, William, for that simply stunning piano recital. I invite Mr. Anthony Rowlands, Principal of the British International School, Ho Chi Minh City, to open today's ceremony.
Parents, friends, colleagues, honoured guests, and our guest of honour, Miss Emily Hamblin, the British Consul General to Vietnam. Welcome to this year's graduation ceremony, where we celebrate the successes and pay tribute to the class of 2021. However, I do have to start by referring to the tragic passing of our colleague, Miss Emily McClelland, last weekend. Our memories of Emily will always be with us at BIS Ho Chi Minh City, and we will miss her very much. May she rest in peace. It's always a great honour for me, as Principal of BIS, to be addressing you at such a special occasion. If I'm totally honest, it is not the exact ceremony we wanted for such a dedicated group of students. But this COVID issue has touched us all, and therefore we have to do this wonderful occasion virtually. Despite this, we will celebrate your great achievements today. Each one of you graduating is coming to the end of their journey with BIS. A number of you joining when you were 3 or 4 years of age, others joining at various stages. But you are all a very special group of young people who have been a credit to yourselves, your families, and the school. We are indeed very proud of each and every one of you. This group have certainly met the BIS challenges in so many areas of school life: academics, sports, performing arts, community service, and many other areas. But as I mentioned, your BIS journey is coming to an end. However, as Dr. Zeus simply but cleverly put it, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Have a wonderful and successful graduation.
Thank you, Mr. Rowlands. Our ceremony today will follow a slightly different order to the printed programme for obvious reasons. We had originally planned to have 3 separate ceremonies and placed you all students into friendship groups. We'll stick with that plan today, and the ceremonies are labelled as gold, red and blue, which is indicated by the text colour next to your name in the programme and by your slide background. Without further ado, we will now present our gold ceremony graduating students with their graduation certificates and subject prizes. Dylan Bonner-Hyam. Dylan will travel to the UK to study history and take with him his Year 13 History Prize along with the School Award for Boys Swimming. Eugene Chang. Eugene will study public policy in Singapore and wins today the Year 13 Creativity, Activity and Service Prize. William Cho fittingly goes to UK to study music and takes the Year 13 Music Prize. Thanks once again for that piano recital, William. Yu Cheng Cho. Yu Cheng will go to the UK to study computer science. Justin Chu will also move to the UK to study law. Rose Young is going to study biology in the USA. She today takes away the Theory of Knowledge Prize. Hayley Hanscom will study business in the UK, and her prize is a school award for girls football. Lynn Haugen will take a gap year based in Norway She wins the Year 13 Visual Arts Prize. Jon Haugen will begin his military service in Singapore and today wins the School Award for boys football. Rodrigo Haron Balbuena is either going to move to the UK or the Netherlands to study computer science. Sapphire Hwyn will move to the UK or Australia to study medicine. She takes today the Year 13B Form Prize. Yoon Soo Jang will move to South Korea to study materials, science and engineering. He wins the French B Prize today. Hikari Kato is already in Japan, waiting to study agriculture science. Jasmine Koo will study psychology in the USA. Dino Kim will study engineering and physics in South Korea. Min Ho Kim will also go to South Korea to study economics. He takes with him today his Head Student Prize. Yong Lam is going to the USA to study business. Da-hyun Lee will study media and film in Canada. Henry Lee will move to South Korea to study mechanical engineering. Ye-Young Lee will go to the United States to study international relations. She takes a Head Student Prize with her. Jun Seop Lim will go to South Korea to study economics. William Nguyen will study theoretical physics in the UK. He wins 2 prizes today for mathematics and for physics. An Young Lam will move to the UK to study biomedicine. He takes 2 prizes, the 13S Form Prize and the School Award for boys volleyball. Maggie Fan will study journalism in the United States. Dhiren Ramesh will move to the UK to study international business. Ethan San will study mechatronics in Australia. He takes with him today the Spanish Ab Initio Prize. John Sykes will move to the UK to study computer science and fittingly has won the Computer Science Prize. Abby Trong will move to the Netherlands to study animation in film and games. Holly van Svanenberg will study law in the UK. She has 2 prizes, one for English literature and her Head Student Prize. Woo Kyung Shim will move to Singapore to study engineering. Sebastian Coe will move to the UK to study electronic engineering. Daniel Sir will also move to the UK to study chemical engineering. Congratulations to each of our Gold Ceremony students. It is now my pleasure to welcome our Head of Secondary, Mr. Sean O'Neill.
Parents, families, friends, and most of all, class of 2021. Our graduation ceremony today is a significant moment in your lives and in the life of our school. A graduation is a moment of transition, of looking back and looking forward. A celebration of your journey and the platform your BIS story has given each of you. You have shaped BIS and BIS has shaped you. In these times, we've become acutely aware of what it is to be together, to miss being together, to value being together. We've learnt many lessons over this last year and a half, but I'm sure you'll agree that one of the most important lessons that we've learnt is that togetherness is not a state of proximity, but a state of mind. Class of 2021, you are known for and characterised by your togetherness, the spirit with which you've conducted your journey at BIS. A collective 756 years, or 151,200 BIS school days. When I met most of you, it was August 2014. As Year 7 students in yours and my own first week on the secondary campus here at BIS. It has been such a pleasure to share with you the last 7 years. You've been a superb group of young people. You've worked together, laughed together, overcome obstacles together, always supporting each other with warmth, and in doing so have achieved great things. I hope you feel a collective pride in having made such an impact and having made such good friendships along the way. BIS graduates, today is special because you are joined by your parents and your teachers in celebration. The question we find ourselves pondering at such a milestone is, what advice would I give to my 18-year-old self? What lessons have I learned in the intervening years that I wish I knew then? I'm sure we would all offer slightly different advice, but equally I'm sure there would be some common themes, some small but significant insights that we share. What I've learned in the 3 decades or so since I was 18 is that it's good to try to get a right balance in 2 important ways. The balance between our past, present, and our future, and the attention we give each, and the balance and the importance we give to ourselves, to others, and the wider world. So the first bit of balance I'd like to consider is that between our past, our present, and our future. The people who seem to have good lives, to me, are those who give the right amount of balance, the right amount of attention and care to each, so that each does not impede the other. So firstly, our past is important. Where you come from is important. It gives you identity. Know your roots, but don't be defined by them. Be confident in your cultural heritage, but don't feel bound, constrained, or characterized by it. Question where your values come from. Decide which values you will take with you and which you won't. Those that are successful are strengthened and nourished by their roots. They use them, but then they move beyond them. Know your grandparents' lives and your parents' lives and thank them. If you can, thank them often. While our relationship with our past is important, perhaps even more important is the balance between how much we spend investing our time, thoughts, and energies in our future and how much we engage in our present. Around 20 years ago, I had the wonderful experience of completing the Camino de Santiago de Compostela, a 1,000-year-old, 1,000-mile pilgrimage through France and Spain to Santiago in Galicia, northwest Spain. The motto of the pilgrimage is El Camino es la meta. The way is the goal. It is the journey that is important, not just arriving at a destination. Enjoy each step and each day. So, build a future, but don't let your future be the enemy of your present. Working towards a dream is great, but if you spend all your time looking far ahead into the future, you can miss the brilliant thing that's right in front of you now. Through your BIS education, and especially the journey of the IB diploma program, you've developed the habits of study and perseverance, of reflection and deliberate practice, of delayed gratification as you work towards future goals. These will stand you in such great stead to succeed at university and beyond. You're about to head off to a wonderful stage of your lives. Universities are incredible places. So yes, there'll be long-term goals to work towards, but live every moment of life to the fullest. Say yes to as many things as you can. You will never be as young and as vital and as equipped as you are now. Embrace difficulty, embrace opportunity. Commit to small goals with the zest and passion that you've shown throughout your time at BIS, and big things will happen. The second part of balance that is as important is the relationship we have with self, others, and the world. Four men from the north of England that you will have heard of, the Beatles, became the most popular musicians of all time. The last song the Beatles ever recorded together was called The End. And in the last line of that song, Paul McCartney sings, "And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make." As I read through what you all stated as your BIS memory in this year's yearbook, it was striking that every memory involves others, often as an expedition or activity beyond the classroom, be it on stage, on the sports field, or enjoying International Day. Sharing an experience and a collective endeavour is what you value the most. Take that with you as you go to university, where you'll make new memories and forge new relationships. Be confident and yet humble in your relationship with others. Don't claim your successes as completely your own or blame others for their failures. The reasons for each are often beyond our control. Be confident to express your views, but challenge your own opinions. Don't be certain. You may be wrong and others might be right. Know that it's okay to change your mind. You will, often. And know you always have more options than you think. When you look back on life in decades to come, it won't be your salary, your job title, or your test scores that you'll value the most, important as those things are for the opportunities that they provide. It will be the people you've met and the experiences that you've shared that you'll value even more. As you head out into the world at this time, it should be with optimism. You live in a world that is the best it has ever been. We have every reason to be optimistic. For the last 100,000 years or so, humankind has battled with three main enemies: famine, disease, and war. We are living in a time when, due to education, to science and enlightenment, we know how to overcome each. If any of these things occur now, it is because of a choice that those with power have made to allow it to happen. We can add, of course, to our challenges the stewardship of the planet. But again, we know the solutions. It is now about values and the leadership to enact those values. We see in the immediate challenges of today, the pandemic, an opportunity to put our values into action, the values of our BIS community, global citizens learning together. It is clear that without looking, seeing, and caring beyond borders, that we cannot hope to meet the challenges we face. Never has an international education, like the one you are leaving BIS with, been more vital. Due to your education, you are all scientists, all linguists, all mathematicians, artists, and humanitarians. You are young people with respect, integrity, and care. Deep thinkers with the education and aptitude to be agents of change. You will be the people leading governments and companies, making the decisions that shape the lives of others, or making the art, music, or stories that will shape how others see the world. In your time at BIS, I've seen in you that you are committed advocates of change, who care about fairness, equality, sustainability, and justice. You've made BIS a better place through your advocacy, through your determination to be upstanders, not bystanders. You will leave an echo that younger students will benefit from. Take the knowledge with you that through small changes, big changes happen. Take that to the next bigger stages to which you will go. Enjoy every minute, take every opportunity, every person that you meet. Say yes to as many things as you can. Invest in your future and your present to the same degree. Keep in touch with your families, your friends, and with us here at BIS. Togetherness is not a state of proximity, but a state of mind. This means it exists wherever we are, wherever we go. It is portable. You will soon head off to different corners of the globe, but you will take that togetherness with you. Look after it, nurture it, and value it. Class of 2021, farewell, good luck, and thank you.
Thank you, Sean. The time has now come to present our red ceremony graduating students with their graduation certificates and subject prizes. Anadori Bui. Anadori will continue studying in Australia. Hao Wen Chang. Hao Wen Chang will go to either UK or Singapore to study engineering. He has 2 prizes, the Year 13 Economics Prize and the 13I Form Prize. Michael Dam will go to the USA to study management and finance. Isla Heath Dyer will study psychology in New Zealand. She wins today the Year 13 English Language and Literature Prize. Ken Hong will go to Japan to study business and commerce and takes the 13V Form Prize. Chunya Huang will move to Japan to study social studies. Seung-gyo Jung will move to South Korea to study trade and hospitality. Ju-yeon Hwang will also go to South Korea to study engineering. Myung-seong Kim will go to South Korea to study computer engineering. Emily Lay will study English language in Singapore. Hannah Lee will move to South Korea to study economics. She wins today the Information Technology in a Global Society Prize. Daniel Lee will move to Hong Kong to study business administration. Ya Kan Long will go to Canada to study business and economics. Kwei Kan Luong will move to Canada to study history and international relations. Robert Lee will study hospitality in Switzerland. Wendy Ma will go to the UK to study medicine. Alessandra Maitland-Smith will go to the UK to study drama and film. Kushi Malakarjan will go to the Netherlands to study industrial design. Sagarika Mangal will go to study business in the USA. Alejandro Martin will study fashion in Italy. Canvi Nguyen will move to Australia to study pharmacy and management. Next slide. Tanvi Nguyen will study business in Vietnam. Ngoc Tu Nguyen will move to Australia to study business. Ryan Sear will move to the UK to study medicine. He takes 3 prizes today for biology, business management, and chemistry. Campbell Taylor will study fashion in Australia. Hong Chan will go to the United States to study business management. Tan An Tran will go to Australia to study commerce. Tui An Trong will move to the UK to study economics. She wins the geography prize today. James Yang will study business in Spain. Chang Trin will go to the United States to do a World Bachelor in Business. She takes the Chinese B prize. Matteo Avril Bourgogne will go to the Netherlands to study engineering. Karen Ye will move to the UK to study international business. Congratulations to each of you Red Ceremony students. It gives me great delight to introduce our guest speaker today, Emily Hamblin, the British Consul General to Ho Chi Minh City. Emily moved to Ho Chi Minh City in 2020, having previously worked in Paris and London. Emily will now address our Year 13 graduating students.
Dear students, for those that don't know me, my name is Emily Hamblin and I'm the UK's Consul General here in Ho Chi Minh City. And it's an absolute pleasure for me to be able to join you today, virtually at least, as part of your graduation ceremony. And I wanted to start by saying a huge and heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. Well done on navigating your way through such a challenging programme and completing your assessments, even through the uncertainty of a pandemic. And I hope that you really enjoy this moment to celebrate that achievement, of which you should all be really proud. I studied the International Baccalaureate myself, so I know just how much work is involved, and balancing your time and effort across a wide range of subjects, whilst also keeping up with your creativity, activity, service contributions, and your extended essay, it's no mean feat. And I actually still occasionally have a nightmare where I've completely forgotten about my extended essay and it's due tomorrow. But it's an excellent and very highly respected course, and I'm sure it will open up many doors for you in the future. And speaking of the future, as well as a huge congratulations, the other thing that I wanted to say was just how excited I am thinking of the future that is ahead for all of you graduating here today. And with the current COVID pandemic, this feels like a really uncertain time for all of us. But as Mr. Anthony helpfully reminds us, this too shall pass. And I have no doubt at all that with the benefit of such an education, you will have very bright futures ahead and the ability to do whatever you put your mind to. I remember when I was finishing the IB, it felt like there was quite a bit of pressure to know what I wanted to do and to make decisions that would affect my future. And if you do know what you want to do, then that is fantastic, and I fully encourage you to throw yourself into it. But I wasn't very sure and have changed my mind several times. I've worked as a civil servant on science and business policy, as an accountant. I've worked for a small charity in Nepal, and then as a diplomat in Europe, and now in Vietnam. And I still have decades left of my career, and so many more decisions ahead of me. And that definitely all wasn't part of a plan, but I've loved every job, and they've each taken me on to the next adventure. So I think what I would say is, don't feel that you need to have it all worked out now. Many of the jobs that will exist in your working lives probably don't even exist yet, so there's no harm in keeping an open mind. And whatever you do decide to do, I thought I'd leave you with a few suggestions, which are broadly, do something that you love, own your own uniqueness, and be kind. So firstly, my top suggestion would be to do something that you love and to do it fully. You'll most likely end up spending a lot of your life working, so it's worth making it count. Aim high, be unrealistic in what you expect of your work life, and test the boundaries. But also remember, it's normal to fail sometimes. Everybody does. And if you never did, then maybe you were being too cautious, which is a failure in itself in my book. But the important thing is to get back up and to keep going. And secondly, own your own uniqueness. We need your fresh perspectives and your ideas in whichever field you choose to go into. And it can be scary sometimes to say something that no one else is saying, but be brave and share your thoughts. You're the only one with your unique experiences and viewpoints. And just because no one else is saying something doesn't mean it doesn't have truth and value in it. So own your own uniqueness. And finally, be kind. Remember the values that this school has instilled in you so well. And more than anything else, the world needs more empathy and more kindness. So that's all I wanted to say. Congratulations, all the best for the future. And remember to be unrealistic, learn to fail, own your own uniqueness, and always be kind. Oh, and do think about the UK for your future education. We would absolutely love to have you. Congratulations.
Thank you for those words, Emily, and for taking the time to send a special message to our students today. We will now move on to present our Blue Ceremony graduating students with their graduation certificates and subject prizes. Yoon-chul An. Yoon-chul will go to study engineering in South Korea. Sirapat Faith Charnock will go to the UK to study international development. She takes home a 13C form prize today. Carrie Chu will go to the USA to study human physiology. She has the 13H form prize. Jong-yoon Choi will move to South Korea to study psychology. Soo-hyun Choi will move to South Korea to study public administration. Andy Dang will study business in the USA. Andre Dieppe will study business analytics in the USA. He wins the Vietnamese A prize. Nina Donnelly will move to the UK to study history and politics. Today she wins the Year 13 Theatre Prize. Izor Eshivar will move to either UK or Canada to study political science. Lois Fawcett will move to the UK to study psychology. Anne Gauthier de Pessin will go to the UK to study dentistry. Min Tu Ho will study international relations in the UK. Jin Pyo Hong will move to South Korea to study pharmacy. Yu Min Jung will study hospitality in Singapore. She wins the Design Technology Prize. Hannah Kim will go to Hong Kong to study business management. Hannah has 2 prizes today, English B and for Korean A. Seo Hyun Kim will go to South Korea to study mechanical engineering. Victoria Lei will move to Canada to study commerce. Andy Lee will study bioengineering in South Korea. Jack Lee will move to Canada to study sports studies. Jack wins the Sports Science and Health Science X Prize. Tony Lu Ng will study hospitality in Switzerland. Suk-Ju Lee will move to Singapore to study accounting. He wins the Spanish B Prize. Mike May will move to the UK to study management. He wins the prize for environmental systems and societies. Alan Yo will take a gap year. Lucy No will study food sciences and nutrition in Canada. She wins the Form 13N prize today. Duyan Nguyen will move to the UK to study business. David Nguyen will move to the USA to study industrial engineering. Tin Nguyen will go to Australia to study economics. Kang Bing Park will study chemical engineering in the USA. Micah Pedersen will move to either Canada or the UK to study neuroscience. Micah has 3 prizes today: psychology, a school award for girls athletics, and her head student prize. And Anita Shi will move to UK or Canada to study dietetics and nutrition. Ru Yi Ting will study business in the USA. Nulan Vo will move to the UK to study law. Many congratulations to all our Blue Ceremony students. Our student speakers for today's ceremony give you their perspective of the past 2 years of IB and their time at BIS. The speakers are our outgoing head students, Micah Pedersen, Holly van Spannenberg, Min Ho Kim, and Ashley Lee.
After the COVID pandemic started, we went through cycles of online and offline learning. I'm sure that many of us found it quite difficult to cope with this situation. There were times when we felt as if we were trapped inside a dark tunnel. However, we were extremely fortunate to have friends, parents, and teachers holding flashlights to guide our path forward. Even though we were physically apart, we felt a sense of togetherness, and we realized the true value of time that is spent with our families at home. Without their help and support, we would never have been able to come this far. And most importantly, you, BIS class of 2021, you are the ones who have continued this journey with each step of bravery. Now, I believe we are at the edge of the tunnel, but that also means we'll be exposed to all types of weather conditions. There may be sunny days, but there may also be foggy days when the path in front of you seems unclear and gloomy. As an IB geography student, I can confidently say that all weather conditions are temporary. I believe that after all that we've been through, we're now fully resilient to change. Dear class of 2021, I sincerely congratulate your efforts and accomplishments during this uncertain period, and I'm sure we'll overcome whatever obstacle life has to offer. Thank you.
Dear class of 2021, completing one of the hardest international curriculums whilst juggling the pressures of university applications, disrupted sleep schedules, maintaining relations at home and with friends, all during persistent global unrest, it is safe to say that our high school experience has not been one which is glamorized in the movies. It would be wrong for me to assume that we managed to complete the last 2 years in an effortless fashion. There have been many times where motivation has seemed unattainable, and the torment of the IB managed to overtake us. During times of such anxiety, I can say with certainty that the unconditional love and support that I have witnessed amongst our year group have propelled us all to the finish line. From the contagious laughter in the common room, our celebratory yet concerning cheers every time we were told school is going to close again, Ms. Delaport chasing us down for every missing cast reflection, and last but not least, the extremely annoying but undeniably fun games of Halligalli in the common room. Thanks, Maggie. As we may not have behaved as mature and responsible adults all the time, it is hard to believe that we will be going off to university all on our own in the next coming months. It is times like these when you really cherish having a shoulder to cry on when it all becomes a little too much, and the kind-hearted friends who have believed in us and contributed towards our self-growth. Although we will all be moving on to lead busy lives, I can assure that it won't be the test results or the IAs that will be remembered, but the strong relationships that we have formed, both good and the bad, which we will hold on to. And lastly, thank you to all the parents who have dealt with our mood swings. Those are definitely a symptom of the IB, and all of the teachers who have driven our successes. We would not be here without you all today. Congratulations to everyone once again, and I wish you all the best in all of your future endeavors.
Blue shirts, a symbol of greatness to a year 7 who just started secondary school. When I was in year 7, I wondered if I would ever wear the blue shirt. But there I was at the uniform shop 7 years later, trying on my blue shirt when I was certain I had only tried on a white one yesterday. The first month really was the best. My blue shirt was a fashionable item of my clothing. But in the subsequent months, the reality of being a sixth former, an IB student, washed over me. Suddenly wearing a blue shirt was not as glorious as I perceived it to be. It became a symbol of the never-ending internal assessments, the academics, and the duties. Soon, I couldn't wait until our examinations ended and we graduated. And here we are today. Congratulations! We have all successfully finished our IB examinations, and our time as sixth formers at BIS has come to an end. We no longer have to put on our shirts every morning that burdened us with the endless deadlines and assessments. But was that really all? As the reality that I have graduated finally hit me, I began reflecting on what really happened in the last 2 years. Yes, being an IB student came with heavy burdens. There was academic and co-curricular responsibilities. But it also taught me the resilience to manage these commitments. Wearing a blue shirt physically gave us access to the common room, but emotionally, it gave us the empathy and the compassion that we have for each other, where during the lowest points of my 2 years, I could always find somebody to rant and listen, whether I've met them for 7 years or 7 months. Today, I speak to you wearing my blue shirt for the last time. After this, I really will say farewell to this piece of clothing. But I don't feel emotional about this parting because I know that the life skills, the experience, and the memories that I have gained in my last 2 years will stick with me for the rest of my life. Dear class of 2021, I'm sure that you have all taken away different things from your years at BIS. But before we all jump into the post-high school career that awaits us, I encourage you to revisit your last 2 years. Cherish what has been an unexpected journey. Fellow classmates who have worn the blue shirts with me, thank you for making my secondary career such an amazing one.
If we all had the opportunity to sit in the common room together one last time and really looked at each other, I think the amount of change we would see in one another, not only in the last 13 years of school, but the last 2 years, or even the last 2 months, is honestly a little scary. Change in terms of height, yes, for most of us at least, but also in character, whether that be patience, confidence, self-confidence, commitment, awareness, kindness, friendships. Personally, it's embarrassing to reflect on when I first came to BIS, and I remember searching the book drawers by the door to the Year 5 classroom for familiar or Western names like Carrie, Vanessa, Alex, disregarding any unfamiliar names, that is, Vietnamese or Korean names. Now, I think I would search for them. And the majority of that change, our development, comes from the challenges we have faced, both within school, if we feel the pressure of a looming deadline or not performing as we hoped in a match or an exam, but also on a global scale over the past 2 years. Successfully completing the IB with e-learning, the struggle of any international community where we couldn't be with our friends and family, saying goodbye to people we care for, on top of the uncertainty of our futures, that's no small feat. And I think we've grown desensitized to just how impressive that accomplishment of ours truly is. Of course, it isn't over. And really, I, for one, am terrified to leave the bubble of safety school has provided us with. The idea that we are being handed a world where racism, misogyny, homophobia, the climate crisis exists. It's overwhelming, to say the least. But I am certain, as this virtual graduation is proving, that as the people we are growing into, we may not always be able to solve or overcome a challenge, but we can definitely withstand one. So we want to thank our teachers for their guidance, our parents for their support, each other for the memories. But class of 2021, fundamentally, that growth is down to our own success. So thank you and well done.
Thank you, Holly, Ashley, Minho and Micah. On behalf of the school, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you enormously for the effort and dedication you've put into your time as the head student team. Thank you. We will now have our second musical interlude being entertained by another graduating student, Alan No.
Rồi nụ cười vào anh có nghĩ sau này ngàn dòng lòng quên hết những cho vơ. Ta yêu nhau bằng nỗi nhớ chưa khô trên những bức thư. Ta đâu bao giờ có lỗi khi không nghe con tim trôi từ. Chỉ tiếc rằng em không là nàng thơ, anh cũng không còn là nhạc sĩ mộng mơ. Tình này nhẹ như gió, nặng trĩu lên tim ta những vết hằn. Tiếng yêu này mong mãi gió tan vỡ, tôi cũng đành xếp riêng những ngày tháng hồn nhiên trả lại. Mai rồi em sẽ quên ngày mình khờ dại, mong em kỷ niệm này cất lại, mong em ngày buồn thôi ướt đẫm trên vai. Mai ngày em sai bước bên đời thênh thang, chỉ cần một điều em hãy nhớ, có một người từng yêu em tha thiết vô bờ. Em không là nàng thơ, anh cũng không còn là nhạc sĩ mộng mơ. Tình này nhẹ như gió, nặng trĩu lên tim ta những vết hằn. Tiếng yêu này còn đó, gió tan vỡ, tôi cũng đành xếp riêng những ngày tháng hồn nhiên trả lại. Em không là nàng thơ, anh cũng không còn là nhạc sĩ mộng mơ. Tình này nhẹ như gió, lại chiếu lên tim ta những vết hằn. Tiếng yêu này còn đó, gió tan vỡ, tôi cũng đành xếp riêng những ngày tháng hồn nhiên trả hết cho em.
Thank you for that beautiful rendition of a Vietnamese song, Alan. Whilst each student at BIS is eligible for year group subject prizes, which were awarded earlier, there are also whole school awards which can be presented to any student from any year group. Some of those will be awarded today, and they acknowledge the outstanding contributions to the BIS community in the fields of service, academia, internationalism, community participation, the arts and sports. There is one special award which we will not award today, which is called the Dux Scholaris. This is awarded to the Year 13 student or students who get the best final IB diploma score. We will discover who this is on July the 6th. This student embodies the IB learner profile through the approach he takes to his own studies. His inherent intellectual curiosity has been demonstrated through tenacious research and an enthusiasm for self-led development. He's a reflective young man with strong critical and creative thinking skills, and these attributes often manifest themselves in his willingness to innovate and take risks, added to a resilience and determination to succeed that sees him strive to make continuous improvements in all he does. He's a fine collaborator who has the respect of his peers due to the high standards he has for himself and the example he sets. He's been involved in the broader life of the school through his involvement in the Student Teaching and Learning Committee and his leading involvement with the Formula One in Schools project. The IB Learner Profile Prize is awarded to Hao Wen Chang. This student has been an ambassador for girls' sport in all of her years at BIS. She's broken boundaries and dispelled stereotypes with her sporting approach and has strived to encourage and engage others to do so too. Her level of commitment to team spirit was highlighted last year when the senior girls cross-country team was struggling for numbers to have a full team entry. Without a senior girls team, they couldn't be crowned champions, even if they won all the other races. This student, despite disliking long distance running, didn't hesitate to put up her hand and cruise the 4.4 kilometre run, contributing to the success of the team and helping to secure BIS's 7th straight secondary cross-country championships. She is a multi-talented sportswoman whose maturity, leadership and personality has continued to develop into the fantastic person she is today, and she will certainly continue to inspire others in the future. Hayley Hanscom is the Victrix Ladorum, the winner of the Games. This student has been an advocate for change throughout her time at BIS, championing and leading on projects related to promoting equality and celebrating diversity. She has the ability to bring people together as a community to work towards a common goal and has furthered the cause of international understanding within our school. Her passion and dedication is incredible, and she's an excellent representative of her country. The Internationalism Award is awarded to Lynn Haugen. This student has been a constant feature in musical performances since he joined BIS in Year 8. He is a multi-instrumentalist, having played the drum kit in Battle of the Bands and more recently in the Bonnie and Clyde Orchestra. He has a lovely baritone voice and has sung in a wide variety of performances with a range of different choirs and smaller ensembles. He's performed with many of the BIS co-curricular groups and is a regular performer at the TET assemblies. We would like to thank him for his outstanding performances and his fantastic contributions to BIS music over the last few years. Alan No is presented with the Performing Arts Award for Music 2021. This year, the Hammarskjöld Trophy goes to a student who has contributed to Model United Nations throughout their time at BIS, giving up their time to develop and foster the skills and understanding of those lower down in the school and leading the club with significant distinction. This year, the trophy is awarded to Ashley Lee. The recipient of the 2021 Sixth Form Award has managed to work towards an impressive predicted IB score whilst being a prefect and the biology ambassador. This is a large undertaking in itself. However, she has achieved balance by playing football for a school team, producing wonderful oil paintings as a hobby, and by giving her time to those less fortunate in our society. She's educated local children by offering English lessons and by presenting to groups on the importance of good oral hygiene. Any money that she has earned from her paintings, she has donated to a soup kitchen where she regularly helps by taking food to a local oncology hospital. I'm delighted to announce that the 2021 Sixth Form Award goes to Anne-Lynn Gauthier de Persin. I will now ask Mr. O'Neill to talk about the recipient of the Head Teachers Award.
Thank you, Mrs. Hall. Good afternoon, everyone. The recipient of this year's Head Teachers Award is a student who truly reflects our BIS values. This student embodies our belief that you can balance commitment to academics, to community, and to friends, and so is a genuine role model to peers and younger students. Throughout the years of working with this year's winner, I've seen firsthand a fierce commitment to helping others and to make BIS a better place, to bring more equality and well-being to our community. Not afraid to challenge, and I can assure you we've had robust conversations They have, along with their peers, sought and brought positive change. This student cares deeply about BIS, about the people within it. Although this student has achieved many big things, election as student leader, shaping student wellbeing provision across the school, leading community clubs and receiving numerous academic prizes, what I think is most impressive is their small day-to-day interactions that help shape school life. Taking a minute to help a Year 7 student or thank one of our support staff, being generous with their time and always with a smile. It is this combination of a commitment to learning, passionate advocacy and care for others that makes this year's winner a truly worthy recipient. The winner of the Head Teachers Award for 2021 is Holly van Zwanenberg. Congratulations, Holly. Please join me in congratulating all of our special prize winners now with a round of applause. It is now my great pleasure to invite Mrs. Hall, our head of sixth form, to give our closing address. Before I do, I would like to thank Mrs. Hall for leading today's virtual celebration and for leading the large team who worked to bring together the surprise gift deliveries you each received from us all here at BIS yesterday. We hope you enjoyed receiving them. Thank you, Mrs. Hall.
It falls upon me to begin to bring this ceremony to a close. I'm sure that every single person watching our 2021 British International School Ho Chi Minh City graduation ceremony would agree that our school is a unique community full of happy people, support and encouragement, and that we're all proud to have our links to it. As Mr. O'Neill mentioned earlier, your year group is particularly known for its sense of togetherness. Many staff that I have spoken to have remarked as to how they feel that they have a particularly strong bond with you as a special group of this school body. As a year group, you've taken full advantage of the rich, full and diverse learning experiences and activities that the school has offered you, both together and individually. Together, you have experienced such fantastic camaraderie on various school trips, two favourites clearly being Hong Kong and Tulan Caves. Together, you have successfully negotiated the perils of the IGCSE and IB courses in the most unusual of circumstances. You've educated local children and yourselves of the importance of wearing a helmet, celebrated Christmas, Tet and Easter with children from My Tam Orphanage, and proudly conducted various CAS projects. Individually, you've performed lead roles in school productions, played in various musical groups, and had key leadership roles at MUN conferences. Others of you have captained top sports teams or initiated wellbeing activities across the campus. And yet still more of you have been a driving force in BIS's aim to eliminate plastic waste and have been instrumental in redesigning key areas of the campus. Your closeness has meant that throughout the whole of your sixth form lives, you have supported each other daily. It would, of course, be wrong to focus on your achievements without acknowledging the teachers and invaluable support staff who've worked as a team to guide you to this point in your academic careers. They have all contributed positively to make sure your BIS journey was both motivating and inspiring. Please join me at home by putting your hands together to thank them all now. Thank you. Research suggests that smiling has many positive effects on the body. It relieves stress and elevates our mood. It's contagious and can even help to boost our immune system. I am sure that you're all smiling this very minute, along with your family and friends and your guests, wherever you are. Keep smiling, class of 2021. You have exciting futures ahead. Once more, congratulations to all our prize winners and graduating students today. Students, are you ready with your caps? Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present the British International School, Ho Chi Minh City, graduating class of 2021.
Somebody would have told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I was thinking about the band, I was thinking about the fans. We were underground, loading merch in that 12-passenger van, in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside of First Ave. I just wanted my name in the star. Now look at where we at, still growing up, still growing up. I would lay in my bed and dream about what I'd become. Couldn't wait to get older, couldn't wait to be some. Now that I'm here, wishing I was still young.
Told me, babe, that someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Cause someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of the good old days.
Wish I didn't think I had the answers. Wish I didn't drink all of that blast first. Wish I made it to homecoming, got up the courage to ask her. Wish I would've gotten out of my show. Wish I put the bottle back on that shelf. Wish I wouldn't have worried about what other people thought and felt comfortable with myself. Rooftop open, and the stars above. Moment frozen, sneaking out and falling in love. Me, you, and that futon, we just begun. On the grass dreaming, figuring out who I was. Those good old days. maybe we're still young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far, I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars, I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. I wish somebody would have told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you